Welcome back everyone. In today's video I'm going to go over my stock photography earnings for September 2022. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm a little bit late in putting out this video. I have a few personal stuff going on and stuff with work and stuff with family. So better late than never. Anyways, let's get into it. I'm going to start off with Shutterstock. On Shutterstock I have a little over 1,400 photos and a little over 100 videos. There are no video sales for this month, so we'll just be talking about photos as usual. So the first one I want to talk about, actually I have 5 highlights for Shutterstock. And the first one I want to talk about is an image that I uploaded during a tutorial I did not too long ago. And it's of my daughter playing with some letter blocks. And that one sold for 14 cents as a subscription sale, I believe, yep. The next one is an editorial image that I took a while ago. It's me on my phone showing social media apps such as Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and whatever else I got on there. That one sold for $3.24. So not bad. Editorial photos sell every now and again, and not every now and again, they sell all the time. So it's not a bad idea to, photograph yourself using like a computer or a tablet or whatever digital technology we're using nowadays. Yeah, because they often sell, because that's stuff that people use every day. So it's always in conversation and on blogs and whatnot. The next one I want to talk about is, if you've watched my videos, I sell 4-opters all the time, and this one's have a 4-opter. So I sold this one on Shutterstock. It was, I think, an on-demand sale, and that one was for $1.98. And the next one is of a bunch of rulers. If you've seen the other videos, you've seen this photo before. This one sold on Shutterstock for, I think it was a single. It sold for $2.94. And the last one is a self-portrait of me and I guess it's not a self-portrait if it has somebody else in there, right? But anyways, it's a family picture of me and my daughter on the couch playing around. I used a remote trigger to trigger this while we were playing. And that one sold for $7.78. So yeah, those were the major highlights for Shutterstock. Everything else were like the typical subscription sales, and how those go. So Shutterstock came out for me to be $41.50 for the month of September. That's down $9.07 since the last month, August. What can I say? That's just the way the market goes, right? And I haven't really been uploading a lot. Like I said, I have a lot going on. So everything here is more or less just passive income. Every now and again, I might upload 1 or 2 photos. All right, so let's move on to the next agency, and that's EyeEym. Before moving on, I just want to say, if you guys are getting anything from this video, please subscribe to the channel. I'm almost at the 500 mark for subscribers. It would mean a lot if I could get there. If I get to the 500 mark, or when I get to the 500 mark, I can start making community posts so I can keep you guys updated on what's going on with the channel. If there's going to be a video delay like there was this month, I can let you guys know that, so you don't wonder if I'm uploading videos or not. It would mean a lot to the channel for you to subscribe and like these videos. Okay, let's move on. All right, so on EyeEym I have a little over 1,400 photos, much like Shutterstock. EyeEym performed okay for me this month. It wasn't like last month. But yeah, it was a decent month. It was an okay month. So I have 5 highlights for EyeEym. The first one is a photo I took of my daughter at the park, going down the slide. It was some time ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. Well, I would say like 2 years ago. It wasn't 3 years ago. But this one sold for $11.90. Very pleased with that. The next one is, I think I've shown this multiple times on previous videos, but it's of my son and my daughter out in the backyard. It was just a quick portrait with nice bouquet in the background. That one sold for $24.97. A very pleasing sale. The other one is one that I really liked, and it was of my daughter playing with some finger puppets. And I thought this would make for a great stock photo because it's quite unusual. I don't know if there's a lot of finger puppets photos on the stock sites. But this could be used for showing, kids playing with toys or, self-play or whatever, using their imagination. That one sold for $6.02. Very nice. The other one is one that I've definitely shown before, and it's of my daughter and me in the backyard, and I'm giving her a kiss on the cheek. That one sold for $11.90. The last one I want to talk about is my son playing with an Alexa, the Alexa Echo Dot, I think it's called. But yeah, he was going up to it repeatedly and pressing the button and stuff. So I thought this is a great stock opportunity to show kids interacting with technology and, smart speakers and whatnot. So I quickly snapped a photo, and this is the result, and that one sold for $10.50. So not bad for a quick snapshot photo. So all in all, EyeEym made me $74.44 for September. And that's not a bad month for EyeEym, but it's a significant decrease from last month. That's down $490 from last month. But as I've said before, every now and again you get these dramatic sales in stock photography, and last month was one of those cases. All right, so let's move on to the next agency, and that's Adobe Stock. All right, so on Adobe Stock, I have a little over 1,200 images and I don't know, like 50 something videos. No video sales for Adobe this month. Adobe continues to be a decent seller for me every month, and this month was no exception. So let's get into it. I have 5 highlights I want to talk about. And the first one is a macro photo that I took of a jumping spider a while back. This one sells all the time on Adobe Stock and Shutterstock. And it was interesting how I took this photo because it wasn't a typical macro lens. In fact, it wasn't even a macro lens. What I did was I took a zoom lens, so a 70 to 200, and then I took a 24 millimeter lens, and I put the front side of the 24 millimeter lens onto the front side of the zoom lens, and that created a very good macro lens. In fact, it was too zoomed in most of the time, so I think it was a magnification ratio of 4:1 or 5:1. So when you're working at those magnifications, it's incredibly hard to keep things steady, to find the subject in the viewfinder. And at the time I was using a DSLR, so it wasn't even, and it's pretty dark at those magnifications. So, I'm there trying to find a spider that's moving around. Eventually I did get a few photos, and this is one of them. So I'm pretty happy. That continues to be a decent seller on the stock sites. That one sold 2 times on Adobe Stock this month for September, and that total up to 72 cents. So not bad. I will do a video about creating that kind of macro lens using a zoom lens and a wide lens. Yeah, so look out for that video coming out sometime soon. All right, so let's move on to the next image, and that's of a honey being poured onto a spoon, and in post I did some stuff to it to make it look, to make it really stand out from the others on the stock agencies. And that one sold for 99 cents on Adobe. I really like that image. It's almost a fine art type image. Yeah. The next 3 images are my top sellers on Adobe Stock for September. And the first one is back at one of my jobs, I took an image of a file cabinet with lots of folders and stuff. And that one sold 8 times on Adobe Stock for a total of $5.87. And that continues to sell all the time, more so on Adobe Stock than on Shutterstock. The next 2 images, if you've watched any of my other videos, are very familiar to you. And this one, the first one is of me holding my son at the hospital when he was just born, and that one sold 10 times for a total of $13.64. So those continue to be very frequent sellers and very nice. All right, and the last one I want to talk about is very similar to the last one, except it's a little role reversal where my wife is holding my son, holding my daughter at the hospital when she was just born. And that one sold for, 18 times for a total of $16.42. Very nice. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for Adobe Stock. So in total, Adobe Stock made me $129.95. So a fairly good month for Adobe Stock, and that is up $29.56 from August. The next agency I want to talk about is my 2020 replacement, and that's Envato Elements. Envato Elements did fairly okay this month. It was definitely better than last month, but nothing like when I used to get my earnings from 2020. Yeah, I don't think I will see those earnings again from Envato Elements, but it is what it is, right? The market keeps on moving. So on Envato Elements, I have 2 profiles, and together those profiles make up about almost 3,000 images. Yeah, so my largest portfolio by far of any of the agencies. I have 5 highlights that I want to talk about for September. And these are the totals that the photos made for that month, not how much they sold for individually. The first one I want to talk about is a cell phone photo that I took a while back when I did a trip to New York, and I stayed in a small hotel, and I was just looking out the window, and I snapped a photo of all the cars and stuff going by on the street. And that one totaled up for $7.49 for September. All right, so the next one I want to talk about is a simple image that I took of a biohazard sign on a plastic bag. And that one totaled up to $7.38. So not bad for a quick image of just a symbol, really. So the next one is a simple image of a calendar of the month of September, and that one came up to $4.54 on Envato Elements. I've said before in my past videos that if you have an opportunity, take the time to photograph all of the months on a calendar or whatever and upload it to the agencies. It's a quick way to get photos onto the agencies, and photos with a good potential of selling, because the months they just keep going on, right? As long as we're here, the months will keep on going on. So those will always be in demand as long as people are looking for images of months, really. All right, let's move on to the next image. So the next one is a creative shot that I did a while back. This was one almost like when I first started out photography and I was, you know, exploring different avenues. This one was a drip photo. So basically, I don't know what you call it, but it's water droplet dropping into like a bucket of water and making the ripple effect. And you know, you time the capture to get it right as the drop hits the water and creates the effect. So I'll put up the image now. That one sold for $4.07, or it made $4.07. The next one I want to talk about is a quick image that I took of my wife pointing the remote at the TV. It was a Roku remote. And yeah, that sells all the time, along with others in that series. Yeah, it's a quick thing to do. It's an easy photo to take. So if you have the opportunity, I mean, don't replicate exactly what I did, but you know, put your own spin on it and upload it to the agencies. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the highlights on Envato Elements. In total, Envato Elements made me $176.72. Definitely not a bad month for Envato, and that's up $90.47 from August. So pretty good. I hope to see an increase for the months to come. I won't hold my breath in that department, but we'll see. All right, guys, so that brings us to the total for September 2022. So across all of the agencies, I sold 919 photos and made a total of $422.61. Definitely not a bad month for me in stock photography. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, so be sure to watch my other stock photography earnings videos and watch my other videos that I did not too long ago. I'll have those on the end screen. And yeah, stay tuned for more. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, ring the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And yeah, until next time, have a good one.